Welcome to Math Associate channel. In this video, I will illustrate to you quadratic equations. What is quadratic equations? Handa ka na bang malaman? So you will know the answer later. First, we will have an activity. And the name of this activity is identifying mean. What you are going to identify? We are going to identify if the given equation is quadratic or not. First given, b plus 4 is equal to 0. Second given, v squared plus 3v minus 3 is equal to 0. And the number 3, b cubed minus 4v plus 5 is equal to 0. I will give you 10 seconds to identify that equations. Time is up. Let's identify. Number 1. Not quadratic. Why? Number 2. Quadratic. Why? Number 3. Not quadratic. Why? Why is it that only number 2 is quadratic? That why now will be answered to my next presentation. What is that quadratic equation all about? That quadratic equation that I am telling right now in one variable is an equation of the second degree. Like this example, it is in second degree, the highest exponent is 2. In that example is written in standard form. What is that standard form all about? It is written in ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Where a, b, and c are real numbers. Where a is not equal to 0. I will illustrate to you each term of standard form. First, ax squared, that is what we call quadratic term. The bx, that is what we call the linear term. And c, that is what we call the constant term. Why is it that a is not equal to 0? Because when a is equal to 0, we have no quadratic term. And we cannot call that equation quadratic. And I will give you some examples for that. This example that I'm going to show right now is you will going to identify if the given equation is quadratic or not. Number 1, 3x minus 2 that is equal to 0. Quadratic or not? Not quadratic. Very good, since the highest exponent is equal to 1. Number 2 example, 5x squared plus 2x minus 4 is equal to 0. Quadratic or not? Quadratic, since the highest exponent is 2. Number 3 example, 4x cubed minus 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. Quadratic or not? Not quadratic, since the highest exponent of that equation is equal to 3. Moving on to the next activity, that is to identify the values of a, b, and c. First given, 5x squared plus 2x minus 4 that is equal to 0. So we can easily identify the values of a, b, and c here since it is written in standard form. So for the value of a, 5. The value of b, 2. And for the value of c is negative 4. Very good. It is easy since it is written in standard form. What if the given is not written in standard form? So we'll have an activity for what we call what if not written in standard form. First example, t squared is equal to 60 plus 7. That is not written in standard form. So how to write that in standard form? So just simply write t squared, then 60 plus 7. So we will move that 60 plus 7 to the left hand side of the equation, and we will use subtraction property of equality. So subtract, then also on the right hand side of the equation para equal. Then do the operation, simplify 60 minus 60, that is 0. 7 minus 7, that is 0. Ngayon, yung natitira na lang na term ay t squared minus 60 minus 7, that is equal to 0. And it is written in standard form. Then we can now get the value of a, that is 1. The value of b, that is negative 6. And the value of c is negative 7. Very good. And we have another example for what if. What if not written again in standard form? The second example, n, the quantity of 4n plus 2, that is equal to 3. So it is not written in standard form, right? Since that is not written in standard form, so yung gagawin natin, dapat ita-transform natin into standard form. We will use here distributive property of multiplication. How to do that? N times 4n, we have 4n squared. Why? Because we will use the product of powers. Dito may exponent na 1 sa n, at dito naman sa kabila, add natin yung exponent din 1 na 1, ni n na 1. So, that is equal to 2. Kaya nagiging 4n squared. Next is n times 2. So, madali lang. Then sulat lang natin si 3. Ngayon, we'll use subtraction property of equality. Para si 3, mapupunta sa left-hand side of the equation. So, just write down 4n squared plus 2n. Then, subtraction. Sulat din natin si 3. Then, subtract na tayo. Dito, subtract natin si 3. Kasi siya yung nasa right-hand side na ita-transfer natin or transpose to left-hand side. So, 3 minus 3, we have 0. Then, ito na yung equation natin. So, that is now written in standard form. So, we can now easily identify the values of a, b, and c. The value of a here is dali lang, 4. Then, the value of b, dali lang rin. So, that is equal to 2. And the value of c is equal to negative 3. Sir, meron pa bang what if? Yes, meron pa tayong what if. That is example number 3. The what if number 3. What if not written in standard form? Ano kaya yung form ng equation na yan, sir? So ito na, 2p squared minus 3p, that is equal to 5 minus 3p. That is not written in standard form. How to transform that? So just write down the given. Then we will use first addition property of equality. What you're going to add? Yung may negative. Since the inverse of subtraction is addition. So yun na. So dalawang plus 3p para equal. Next is subtraction property of equality. Since yung 5 is positive, so the inverse of positive is negative. Subtraction tayo. So left side, negative 5, and right side, negative 5. Operate. 3p minus 3p, we have 0. Then, sa kabila rin, sa right hand side of the equation, we have negative 3p plus 3p. So, unlike sign, subtract 0. Then, 5 minus 5. That is equal to 0. Ano lang natitira sa equation? So, si 2p squared minus 5, that is equal to 0. And that is now written in standard form. And we can now easily identify the values of A, B, and C. The value of A, 2, very good. And the value of B, titingnan natin kung alam nila. The value of B is 0, wala, kasi walang linear term. And the value of C is negative 5, very good. Sir, meron pa ba? Yes, meron pang what if na example. What if not written in standard form? What is that, sir? So that is our number 4, what if. X minus 5, the quantity of X minus 5 and the quantity of X minus plus 2, that is equal to 0. That is not written in standard form. How to transform that? So you will use distributive property of multiplication, or another method is the FOIL method. So you will use FOIL method. How to use that? So first term to first term. So that is what we call F. So X times X, we have, anong sagot nyo? X times X, we have X squared. Very good. Next is the outer term. Yung mga outer term. O stands for outer term. X times 2, we have 2x. Next, I stands for the inner term. That is negative 5 times x. We have, what is the answer? Negative 5x. Very good, since it is negative and positive. Negative 5 times 2, that is the last term. The answer is negative and positive. Negative 5 times 2, we have negative 10. That is correct. That is equal to 0. Then, combine like terms. Hanapin natin yung same like terms dyan. So, we have linear terms. That is positive 2x and negative 5x. So, ang like term, yung gagawin, subtract. Sulat lang muna natin si x squared. Then, subtract natin si 2x at saka si 5x, magiging 3x negative. So, follow the sign of the bigger number. 5 is bigger than 2. Then, just bring down 10, negative 10, that is equal to 0. And that is now written in standard form. So, we can now identify the values of A, B, and C. What is the value of A here? The value of A is equal to 1. Very good. And the value of B is equal to negative 3. Then the value of C is equal to negative 10. Very good. It's all about what if not written in standard form. Thank you for watching. See you on my next math lessons video tutorial.